A lone figure stood at the edge of the bustling ballroom, observing the spectacle below. Her gaze, sharp and observant, took in every detail of the scene. This wasn't just another party for her. No, this was a battlefield, and she was its general, poised to make her move. Her name was Violet Sterling, and she was on the hunt. Violet was known for her strategic brilliance. In business, they called her the Vulture, not because of any personal cruelty, but because of her uncanny knack for spotting opportunities where others saw only chaos. Tonight's target, the newly appointed Duke and Duchess of Ashdown. While everyone else saw an entitled young couple flaunting their new status, Violet saw potential, a means to an end. But she needed someone to execute her plan, someone who could navigate the intricacies of high society without drawing attention. Enter Eliza Bell, a woman whose life was a study in contrasts. By day, she was a renowned socialite, the darling of London's elite. By night, she transformed into a skilled operative, a phantom who slipped through the city's underbelly undetected. Eliza had been summoned to Violet's office, a stark, modern space in stark contrast to the frills and fancies of the social season. "I need you to get close to the Duchess," Violet said, her voice a low purr. "Find out if she's carrying a child." Eliza raised an eyebrow. "And why would I do that?" "Because it would be highly advantageous for my client if she isn't," Violet replied cryptically. At the Duchess's residence, a grand manor house with roots reaching deep into England's history, Eliza glided through the reception like a phantom, unnoticed, unheard. Her eyes were sharp, taking in everything. The Duchess, resplendent in a gown of sapphire silk, was the picture of grace, but to Eliza's trained eye, there were telltale signs of Violet's instructions. Eliza engaged the Duchess in polite conversation, extracting information while giving nothing away. As the evening progressed, Eliza's suspicions grew. The Duchess was indeed carrying a child, a fact she wore like a badge of honor. Each coy smile, each carefully worded response was a stone in the fortress around the woman's womb. Eliza was skilled, but this was proving to be a tougher operation than anticipated. Days turned into weeks, each one a delicate dance of social niceties and covert investigations. All the while, Violet watched from the shadows, her patience wearing thin. Then came the breakthrough. A chance encounter at a garden party provided the opening Eliza needed. A careless remark from the Duchess, a misplaced hand on her stomach, and suddenly Eliza had what she needed. That night, she returned to Violet's office, the information a tightly held secret. "My lady," Violet greeted her, her voice betraying no emotion. "Did you find out?" "Yes," Eliza replied, handing over a sealed envelope. Violet opened it, her sharp features softening slightly. "Thank you, Eliza. You are dismissed." The days that followed were a whirlwind of activity. Violet, with her vast resources and connections, went into action, the details of which remained hidden behind closed doors and sealed lips. But as the weeks rolled on, rumors began to circulate through the grand halls of London's high society. Whispers of the Duchess's past, of choices made and consequences faced, of secrets unearthed and reputations tarnished. All of it orchestrated by Violet, ensuring that the whispers reached the eager ears of the Duke. How did she do it? Well, that was part of the enigma that surrounded Violet Sterling. Meanwhile, the Duchess found herself in a precarious position. The ground beneath her feet, once so solid, now seemed to be crumbling away. The facade she had so carefully constructed was showing cracks. In the midst of this chaos, one woman stood apart, watching the unfolding drama with a detached amusement. Her name was Serafina Rose, and she was the owner of the most exclusive casino in London, a place where fortunes were made and lost and secrets were bought and sold. Serafina was a woman who understood power, the kind of power that came from holding the right cards close to her chest. When Violet approached her with an offer to buy the Duchess's secrets, Serafina saw an opportunity to up the ante, to add a touch of her own game to Violet's. Instead of immediately handing over the information, she chose to dangle it like a carrot in front of a hungry horse, ensuring that Violet had to play by her rules. For Serafina, it wasn't just about the money. Oh no, she thrived on the game, on the thrill of the deal. Seeing Violet squirm, just a little, was a rare treat. After all, not many people could look Violet Sterling in the eye and not flinch. Days stretched into a tense standoff. Violet, frustrated but cautious, navigated Serafina's labyrinthine casino, its plush carpets and flashing lights hiding a multitude of secrets. Each game, each gamble was a test, not just of Violet's nerves, but of her resolve. Serafina watched with amusement as Violet, a woman who was used to being in control, was forced to rely on luck instead of strategy. But just as the tension was reaching its peak, a newcomer entered the game. A man with eyes as cold as steel and a reputation that chilled the very marrow in one's bones. His name was Julian Hayes, and he was a man who collected debts, a debt collector for those who couldn't afford to pay. When Serafina found herself owing a debt she couldn't pay, Julian was sent to collect. He was the ace up Violet's sleeve, the wild card that could turn the tables. Their eyes locked across the crowded casino floor, and a silent understanding passed between them. They were kindred spirits in this den of deception, each with their own reasons for playing the game. An unexpected alliance was forged in the heart of London's glittering underworld. Violet and Julian, two figures who thrived in the shadows, now had a common goal. Together, they were a force to be reckoned with. As the night wore on, the stakes got higher, the games got riskier, and the secrets spilled out like a pack of wild cards. Who would win this high-stakes game? And what would be the cost of victory? Only time would tell. But one thing was certain. This was just the beginning. In the end, it was Julian who made the winning move. His connection to Serafina gave him the edge he needed. He won, securing the information that Violet needed to bring the Duke to his senses. But the victory came at a cost. Julian, ever the pragmatist, paid his debt to Serafina with more than just money. No, he offered her something far more valuable, an alliance, a partnership in his latest venture. Meanwhile, Violet, armed with the Duchess's secrets, confronted the Duke in a dramatic showdown. Accusations flew like daggers, secrets like bullets. The very foundations of the dukedom trembled as the truth unraveled. But it was the Duke, not Violet, who came out on top. He chose to believe his wife, his vision of their perfect future shattered by Violet's revelations. In the aftermath, Violet found herself alone, her plans thwarted. But as always, she was ready to adapt. She had played her hand and lost, but she wasn't done dealing. No, Violet Sterling was a survivor. She was a woman who knew that even in defeat, there were lessons to be learned, strategies to be refined. As for the Duchess, her secrets kept safe, she basked in the illusion of her perfect life. But beneath the surface, cracks had appeared. Trust is a delicate thing, easily shattered, and betrayal, like a venomous serpent, can strike when you least expect it. The stage was set for the next act, and the players were ready to make their moves. The game was far from over.